Okay, in this topic, we are going to be writing equations in slope-intercept form. That's this, y equals mx plus b, okay? And here's what's really important to understand. The problems, these problem types, they all look really different. Look, I have here, this is like a written problem, I have a graph, I have a table, I have a real life example. Here, like it's all these problems feel really different. But the key is to understand that it's actually all the same thing. We are being asked to write an equation, and the equation is going to look like this: y equals mx plus b. It's going to be, and then we're going to put a number in right here and a number right here, and that is going to be our equation. Let's go ahead and circle this whole thing right here. Okay, now this number right here, this number is called the y-intercept. This is the starting point of our graph. If I was graphing a line and I had an equation in slope-intercept form, I would start my graph right here at the y-intercept. This is the starting point. So if I'm looking at a table or a word problem where I don't have a graph, I don't have a y-intercept, this is going to be my starting point. Okay? And then this number right here is the slope. And the slope is multiplied by x. And so what happens is when I go to graph a line, right, I have, let's say here's my line, right? This is my y-intercept, my b. And then my m tells me how am I going to move? How am I going to change? I'm going to start here, and in this case, look, I'm going to go like whatever it is, down 2 and right 3, right? Whatever it is for this line. But this slope is, this tells me how is my line going to change? Okay, right? I'm starting here and I'm going down, right? Sometimes a line will go like this. I'm going to start and then I'm going to go up 1, I'm going to go right 3, whatever it is. The slope tells me how the line's going to change. So that is true all the way through this paper. We have a starting point and a change. We have a starting point, we have a change, okay? So it starts off simple. It says, write an equation of a line if the y-intercept is 7 and the slope is -3. Look, we're just going to write y equals, and we're going to put the slope right here, and we're going to put the y-intercept right here. It's not more complicated than that, so we're going to write y equals. In this case, look, and I'm going to label this. This is slope is -3, that's my m. And the y-intercept is represented by my b. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. And if this was a negative number, I would write -7, right? If it's a -7, I would write -7, okay? So in this first problem, you're just plugging in. Just make sure you plug in the right spot, right? The y-intercept is b, and the slope is m. Okay, when I'm looking at a graph, I still need the same two pieces of information. I need the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept is where the line hits the y-axis. This is the y-axis, so this is my y-intercept. In this case, my y-intercept is -3. Okay, now my slope here, I'm gonna actually move this down so I can, right? So my b is right here where the line hits the y-axis, and my m, this is my rise over run. And in order to count my rise over run, what I need is I need to find 2 points that are on the line. So here's 1 point, right? The y-intercept can always be 1 point. And then this can be my other point. What I'm looking for is points that are what's called lattice points, where they touch the grid. Okay? So I'm going to count my rise over run. So I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm going to count. And in this case, I'm rising 2, running 1. So in this case, my rise over run is 2 over 1, and I should have left myself more space. Okay, but now I'm going to write my equation. And when I write here, look, let's put it up here where I have more space. In this case, my rise over run is 2 over 1. Sometimes we have to simplify. This, remember that any slope is a fraction. This is a number over a number, rise over run. In this case, this says 2 divided by 1. That's just the number 2. Okay, sometimes it's going to stay a fraction, sometimes not. In this case, my slope is +2. Okay, and the y-intercept is -3.